It's the next cyclone heading towards India. It almost feels like India has just battled the last one last year. Now a red alert has been sounded in Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and Andhra Pradesh as tropical storm Nivar inches closer to southeastern coast over the approaching Cyclone Nivar. The Indian Met Department says the low pressure system in the southern Bay of Bengal has transformed into a cyclonic storm and could convert, and in fact will convert, into a severe cyclonic storm. Nivar is likely to make landfall late afternoon tomorrow, that's Wednesday, between Mamallapuram near Chennai and Karaikal in Puducherry. The wind speed at the time of landfall is expected to be between 100 and 120 kilometers per hour.
Right now we are in Chennai and more specifically at the Marina Beach right now. As you can already see, it's becoming very difficult in many parts of the city to stand because of the heavy winds that is blowing right now, and also it's raining quite heavily. And I'm actually standing in the service road in Chennai in the Marina Beach, and already you can see there is a considerable amount of water all around me because I'm already standing at a little below my knee level of water. But still, this is quite a considerable amount, I must say, considering that the cyclone is expected to make its landfall only by tomorrow or even day after tomorrow morning. Now, the most affected areas are going to be in the eastern coast of the country, which includes Puducherry, Karaikal, Kadalur, and some of the districts which are very close to the Bay of Bengal, and you can already see even I can't stand properly in this windy conditions because it's almost dragging us off our feet, and already this whole area seems inundated. There is not much people except for some fishermen who are here, and people have been advised not to come out of their houses. They have been advised to stay indoors, and there are 30 teams of NDRF which has been deployed across the state. And already Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken to his counterparts, to the other chief ministers in the state. Well, this is becoming extremely difficult. Remember, this is not even the actual impact of Nivar, because Nivar is expected to reach only in the next 24 hours. But even now, even when I'm standing here, I can experience quite a strong breeze. Maybe because it's the impact of the umbrella that I'm using, but still it is becoming really difficult over here. So we will have to wait and watch on what will be the actual impact when Nivar makes its landfall. Remember, in Chennai, it is not going to be in its full swing because the IMD has predicted that the wind speeds when Nivar makes landfall in Chennai will be approximately around 80 to 90 kilometers per hour, or it might even go up to 110. So it's not going to be in its full swing when it makes its landfall near Chennai, but still there are some areas including Puducherry, Mamallapuram, and other cities and towns which are close to the coastal line which will have to bear the maximum impact, because that is where the region between Karaikal and Puducherry is where the actual cyclone is expected to make its landfall. So we will have to wait and watch on what is going to be the actual impact. The administration has already made some preparedness on the ground. They have already deployed multiple teams to tackle this menace. With camera person Divyan, Gopi Krishnan in Chennai for India Today.
The Nivar cyclone at present lies at about 410 kilometers east-southeast of Puducherry and 450 kilometers southeast of Chennai. At present, it is practically stationary. It is likely to intensify into severe cyclonic storm and move in the northwesterly direction towards the Tamil Nadu Puducherry coast, and expected to cross between Karaikal and Mamallapuram around Puducherry by tomorrow evening. As far as Chennai and suburban area, the rainfall already started till morning. If you see that 7 centimeter recorded over the Nungambakam, Meenambakam. Now with this rainfall activities likely to continue till next 2 days.
There will be a widespread rainfall in south coastal districts and Rayalaseema districts. Andhra Pradesh government has taken all precautionary measures by holding video conferences with the line department, district collectors yesterday by the chief secretary.
So as you can see in the images that we've been showing you from Chennai and Puducherry, the rain has already started, and tomorrow when the cyclone makes landfall right through tomorrow morning, the rain is expected to be much heavier. I want to show you a real-time map picture of what things are looking like right now off India's coast, because right now Cyclone Nivar is obviously in the Bay of Bengal, but it is moving towards the mainland and expected to make landfall tomorrow shortly, like sort of early evening, late afternoon. That's when it's likely to happen. So here's a real-time simulated picture of where Cyclone Nivar currently is. As you can see, it's pretty close to the coast of Sri Lanka, and it's heading towards Puducherry and Chennai. That's where it is right now. If we move, this is right now at 5 p.m. This is the current real-time image of where the cyclone is. If we move it to about Tuesday 2 p.m., still right there outside, off the coast. Wednesday, move it to about 5 a.m. It is still moving, but right there, and move it even closer. And as you can see, it's moving quite close to the thing. So this, tomorrow, Wednesday at about 7 p.m., this particular website calculates is, here it is, with the eye of the storm right off the coast between Puducherry and Chennai. And obviously, if we move it forward, their calculations suggest that windfall will be happening a little earlier than that, around this time. I want to go across now to India Today's Akshaya Nath and Gopi Krishnan Unithan, who are tracking this story for us from the ground, from the coast, both in Chennai and Puducherry. Akshaya, coming to you first. We've seen the ground reports that the both of you have been sending us since earlier today. How are preparations looking? It's already raining there. What are preparations like in terms of disaster response? What is the estimated damage likely to be? Give us those details.
Well, Shiv, we're seeing that in the Union Territory of Puducherry, already the government has announced Section 144 to be implemented from tonight onwards, and it will be there for the next 2 days. That is till 26th early morning. And we're also seeing that all the schools and colleges have been given holiday, and also people have been requested to stay indoor because, the wind of the cyclone Nivar is expected to reach up to a limit of around 120 kilometers per hour. That is almost equivalent to what we had seen during the time of Cyclone Gaja. So, as precautionary measures and to ensure that people are safe, they have been requested to stay indoors. And we're seeing that across Puducherry, all the roads leading to the beach have been cordoned off, and public have been requested to stay away from vulnerable areas. 2 teams of NDRF have been deployed in Puducherry alone and 1 in Karaikal. And these NDRF teams have been on recce mode from early morning today. They have been going from one fishing hamlet to another and requesting people to move from the low-lying areas to the relief camps, which has been set by the government. 96 relief camps have been set in Puducherry and around 80 in Karaikal. And we're seeing that NDRF teams have been deployed all along the coast. 18 odd NDRF teams have been on standby in Chennai, and also around one NDRF team in Madurai and 12 NDRF teams in Kadalur. So it is a very tense situation here. People are worried as to how the repercussions will be. And this is the first cyclone that Tamil Nadu and Puducherry will be facing in 2020.
Very, the preparations appear to be quite meticulous, a bit reassuring, but obviously for people on the ground, they will have to witness this themselves, because ultimately cyclones can be quite unpredictable beyond what the estimates are. Before I go to Gopi, I want to play out for you a report that Gopi has just sent us from Chennai's very well-known Mylapore area. Here's the ground report that he sent us from there.
Right now we are in Chennai. I'm at the Mylapore city center, which is considered as the heart of the city, and as you can already see here, this is what 2 continuous hours of rain has done to this city, to the streets of Chennai. Already most of the roads are inundated. It has become very difficult for the people to commute. Usually it's actually a very busy. Will be heading back home from their offices, and this is actually quite a wide road, but unfortunately due to the waterlogging here, all the vehicles are forced to actually drive closer towards the median, and only it's almost as if a single lane traffic on a broad road like this. So certainly this is what the situation looks like in Chennai at the moment. And remember, the Chief Minister Edapadi K. Palaniswamy, he has actually announced a holiday for tomorrow. They have categorically said that tomorrow will remain a holiday, state holiday, considering the onset of Cyclone Nivar. And also he has actually warned the citizens of Chennai that they may be forced to open of the floodgates of the nearby Chembrambakam Dam. And that is not a good news for the people of Chennai. Why? Because in 2015, the city of Chennai saw the largest flood in the recent history after that particular dam was opened. So Chief Minister has warned that if the rain sustains for a longer time and if the water level continue to increase, then they will be left with no other option but to slowly release water from that area. And now that will actually be a litmus test for the state government and the administration on how much they have learned from 2015. And certainly at the moment there is no rain because we had a continuous 2-hour stretch of rain, and now we have a slight breather. But the predictions are that Cyclone Nivar will make its landfall towards the eastern coast near Puducherry and Karaikal, and Chennai city will also have some impact. There will be a considerable impact of this particular cyclone, and the winds will be gusting somewhere between 80 to 110 is what the IMD is predicting. And the state administration has ensured all assistance to the people. They have already deployed multiple teams of NDRF with the assistance of Centre, and they're actually hoping that they can see through this crisis without much trouble for the people of state. With camera person Divendra Kumar Gopikrishnan, Chennai for India Today.
So this is a picture of where you're going to see the cyclone tomorrow, sometime in the evening. It's going to be somewhere between Puducherry and Chennai when landfall actually happens, and that's where you'll see the maximum impact. Going across to Gopi again, who's now with us in Chennai. He just sent us that report from Mylapore. Gopi, what are the authorities, what is the government saying in terms of advisories for citizens? We do know that they've put out advisories for fisher persons, fishing families, etc. on the coast. What about for the citizens of Chennai and the other urban centers along the coast? Are there any specific advisories?
Well, Chef, there is a general advisory for the whole of state, and that will actually be really crucial for the city of Chennai, because Chennai is the most important city which will have some impact of this particular cyclone. Apart from Puducherry and other coastal cities, Chennai is one of the major cities where this cyclone Nivar will have an impact, and that is exactly why Chief Minister Edappadi K. Palaniswamy has announced a state holiday, because he has advised people to remain indoors at any cost to ensure that there is no much damage, and if people are not really gathering out too much, then the impact will be minimal. And Shiva, I must also show you a reflection of the kind of effort that I feel has been put in, because just a while back we have seen my report from Mylapore city centre, how this whole road was completely full of water. That was recorded just 30 minutes from now, and now if you just look behind me, the water has receded considerably. I'm not saying that the water has gone completely, but now they are able to drive at least two lanes of the road.
Yes.
There is a considerable decline in the amount of water, and I believe that is actually a reflection of a proper drainage system, and that could actually be a huge relief for the people. If things are going to be really different from what we saw in 2015, then the impact on the lives of people will be really less, and at the end of the day, that is what matters for the people.
I sincerely hope that drainage system is working in tip-top form, for whatever is coming tomorrow. I don't want to alarm anyone, but I can tell you that with a severe cyclonic storm likely to make landfall tomorrow afternoon, there will be some heavy rain. Like Gopi and Akshaya have said, that the state government has issued general advisories for people to stay indoors as much as possible. The pandemic has already made people stay home quite a bit, so it shouldn't be too difficult, but I'm not going to underplay people's suffering at a time like this. We will be there at every step with our reporters to get you the experience of citizens as we navigate India's next cyclone, Cyclone Nivar. Thank you very much to Gopi and Akshaya. Please stay safe. We'll keep coming back to you right through today and tomorrow. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Modi spoke to Tamil Nadu Chief Minister E. Palaniswamy and Puducherry Chief Minister Narayanaswamy and has assured all possible help from the centre. Tamil Nadu has suspended inter and intrastate bus services in 11 districts. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister has announced public holiday tomorrow and has appealed to people to stay indoors. Like I said, suburban train services in the Chennai division will remain suspended from 10 in the morning tomorrow. Meanwhile, Puducherry has ordered imposition of Section 144 from tonight till November 26th. 8,000 government staffers and officials have been put on alert for rescue operations. The Met Department has also predicted heavy rainfall and alerted fishermen to avoid going out into the sea. In view of this cyclone, 12 disaster response force teams have been pre-deployed and 18 teams are on standby. 15 disaster relief teams of the Indian Coast Guard are also ready to assist affected states. So citizens interested in preparations, please be assured that the state is taking all possible measures in preparation for what's ahead.
एक साइक्लोन हमारे पूर्वी तट पे एक्टिव हुआ है। वो कल शायद तमिलनाडु, पुडुचेरी और आंध्र का कुछ हिस्सा वहां पर आगे बढ़ रहा है। और सारी भारत सरकार की टीमें बहुत एक्टिव हैं, सब लोग गए हैं। मैंने आज 2 आदरणीय मुख्यमंत्री जी से बात की थी, आंध्र के मुख्यमंत्री जी से अभी इसके बाद बात करूंगा। लेकिन सबके लिए पूरी तरह भारत सरकार और राज्य सरकारें मिल करके और पहला काम खाली करवाना, लोगों को बचाना, इस पर हमारा जोर रहे।
The cyclone which will have a velocity of about 100 to 110 kilometers, because the trees will be uprooted and the roads will be damaged. Therefore, the PWD department, the local administration department and the electricity department have to work together to remove the trees and restore the electricity. And the people will be placed in 80 places with the low-lying areas when the water is there, when they are housed in the Kalyana Mandapam and the common service center and schools. The required food and water supply, medicine should be supplied to them. And in a coordinated manner in Puducherry and Karaikal, we are working overtime to ensure that there is no loss of life.
The rains have picked up. The wind speed will pick up only late in the night possibly, and the landfall will happen sometime in the morning. He is predicting a severe cyclone, which is in the range of 85 to 90 to 100 kilometers per hour. Gusting wind can go up to 110. We have a total of 30 teams committed across the 3 states of Andhra Pradesh, Puducherry and Tamil Nadu.
हमारी जैसा कि आप देख रही हैं, हमारी 2 टीमें पौंडीचेरी में प्री पोजीशनड हैं और साथ ही साथ पौंडीचेरी के कराईकल में एक टीम हमारी प्री पोजीशनड है। हम यहाँ पर आके अभी कलेक्टर मैडम से मीटिंग हुआ है, उसमें हमने अपनी बात रखी है कि ये साइक्लोन चूँकि पहले से डिसाइडेड है, प्रिडिक्टेड है कि किधर से आएगा और कहाँ पर इसका इम्पैक्ट ज़्यादा होगा, कहाँ कम होगा, लो लाइंग एरिया, अफेक्टेड एरिया किस तरह से हैं। तो सारा चीज़ जो है लोकल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन और पुलिस के साथ में हम कर रहे हैं। पीपुल्स अफेक्टेड हैं, उनको इवैक्यूएट करके सेफर प्लेसेस में ले जाया जाए, शेल्टर्स में उनको रखा जाए, जिससे कि कम से कम जीवन का नुकसान हो।
Joining us live on 5 Live this evening, we have Mahesh Palawat, Vice President, Meteorology and Climate Change at SkyMet. Welcome, Mahesh. Thanks for being with us here on 5 Live. With all the scientific data at your disposal, sir, what can you tell us about what tomorrow is going to be like when landfall actually happens? What kind of damage, what kind of experience is it going to be like when that happens? Mahesh, can you hear me? Okay, we don't have that line with Mahesh Palawat from SkyMet. We'll try and re-establish that line. But the fact is that preparations have been made and everything is currently on gear to tackle whatever the fallout is going to be tomorrow. You've heard the chief ministers of both states talk about how with 100 to 120 kilometers per hour wind speeds at the time of landfall, there is likely to be some damage on the ground in terms of damage to roads and uprooting of trees. But ultimately, no matter what the forecasts say, when landfall finally does take place, sometimes forecasts can go straight out the window. They've turned out to be very accurate in recent years, but ultimately we'll have to see whether it is less destructive or possibly even more destructive. Mahesh Palawat, I hope you can hear me. With the scientific data at your disposal, sir, what can you tell us about what tomorrow is going to be like when this cyclone makes landfall?
Yeah, this is the fourth cyclone of this year, Cyclone Nivar, and it is over southwest Bay of Bengal, and it is around 400 kilometer southeast of Chennai as of now, and it is moving in northwesterly direction towards Puducherry, and rain activities will intensify by tonight, and many parts, right from Nagapattinam, Karaikal, Tanjavur, all these areas will get heavy to very heavy rain, and rain intensity will significantly increase by tomorrow afternoon, and landfall is expected during late evening or night near Puducherry. So at the time of landfall, we expect that wind speed will be 100 to 110 kilometer. In gust, it may reach to 120 to 130 kilometer per hour, and rain activities will be more over Puducherry and adjoining area south of Chennai. More maximum impact will be south of Chennai, but Chennai may also receive more than 200 millimeter rain in next 24 to 36 hours. Already around 100 millimeter of rain has been received by Chennai, Tirupati, Nellore, Kodappa, all these areas, Rayalaseema, South India, southern coast of Andhra Pradesh, and most parts of Tamil Nadu will get intense weather activity. After the landfall, we can say after 6 hours after landfall, it will degenerate into cyclone, then deep depression, and rain activities will spread. You can say that Telangana will also get moderate rains. Heavy will not be there. That's
Sir, when the wind speeds are between 100 and 120 during gusting, etc., during landfall, what kind of damage can this do? We heard the Puducherry Chief Minister talk about the possibility of trees being uprooted, some damage to roads and constructions as well. Is that what the what this means?
Yes. Because when wind speed is in the excess of 100 km per hour, associated with torrential rains, then damage increases, and it uprooted the tree, damage to communication line and power lines, and the derbies. Main threat is derbies, the loose tin shed, asbestos sheet, and loose article. They fly here and there, and the people are advised, because it is landfall will be at the night time, so people should remain inside their homes since afternoon tomorrow, and they will until day after tomorrow morning, on morning of 26, because sea conditions will be rough to very rough. People should not venture into the sea. Fishermen particularly are advised, and people should not go out. They should take shelter in a pakka house or a secure place, because if there is heavy rain and associated with strong winds, then damage to kacha houses and hutments is also problem.
One final question, Mr. Palawat. Sometimes forecasting the weather can be quite difficult given how unpredictable cyclones and weather can be. But in your experience, and you work with one of the most prestigious organizations, how advanced has the science become of predicting the behavior of cyclones and storms in this manner to help states prepare better?
Yeah, science has progressed us very fast, because in Orissa cyclone, more than 10,000 lives were lost. And since then, we are tracking the cyclone, and now there are many tools, the satellite picture, Doppler radar picture, steering current, that the upper winds profile is there. We can predict the steering current according to upper winds, that at what speed it will move, in which direction it will move, and most probable time of impact and the place of impact is very accurately now predicted. So there are many tools to predict the cyclone, and now you can see the accuracy is increasing day by day, and casualties are also reducing day by day, because we are able to tell in advance of 4 to 5 days that the cyclone is likely to form, and it will head towards Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Bangladesh. So route is also very accurate now.
Okay, Mahesh Palawat, pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us with those very sharp, precise details of what Cyclone Nivar and its experience for citizens on the ground is likely to be like when it makes landfall late in the night tomorrow. I want to toss straight across now to India Today's Akshay Nath, who has the Chief Minister of Puducherry live with her.
Has been given to them because the trees, which are the branches are there, because of the cyclone, the trees may fall. But therefore, pruning of the trees, removing the hoardings in various parts of the place, because due to cyclone, it will fall down and it will cause damage to the life and properties of the people. I told them to remove them, and have been removed. And we gave clear instruction to them that water supply should not be stopped for the people. For that, even if the power cut is there, with the engine, water to be lifted into the tanks, and then regular supply should be given to the people. As far as power is concerned, if the power cut is there because of the cyclonic storm, if the power is shut, within 12 hours it should be restored. And people should be kept in the places, especially marriage halls, schools and community centers. People where their houses inundated in the water, that arrangements have been made, and those people will be provided food, water and medicine. All the facilities will be given to them. The health department has been clearly instructed to keep all the medicines in rural centers and also in the urban centers for treating the patients, the people who are coming there. Fisheries department has been advised to tell the fishermen to come back to their shore, keep their boats in safer places. Pondicherry, all the fishermen have come back. In Karaikal, about 60-70 fishermen have not reached. By the time they would have reached, warning has been given to them. And the flag, 7-number flag, was raised in the coast, in the port area for the safety of the people. And as far as the people, revenue department is concerned, they have to monitor around the clock. And our ministers and our honorable MLAs, we will be going around tomorrow to various places to see on the spot how the people have to be assisted. And the control room should be functional 24/7. All the officers and workers, they should not apply for leave, they should come. Schools, industrial establishments and the business establishments should be closed from 9 p.m. today till day after tomorrow, 6 a.m. All the system is in place, and we are visualizing a situation where the cyclone will be reaching tomorrow sometime in the evening. Therefore, all the line departments have been kept on alert, and the Coast Guard is also kept ready.
And we've got some breaking news coming in now. The Cyclone Nivar will be strengthening from severe to a very severe cyclone tomorrow. The Indian Met Department says wind speeds are likely to be 120 to 145 kilometers per hour. That is pretty destructive. There's been a red alert sounded in coastal Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and Andhra Pradesh. So from a severe cyclone to a very severe cyclone is what the prediction is when the cyclone makes landfall tomorrow. Red alert has been sounded in Puducherry, Tamil Nadu as well as Andhra Pradesh. Landfall is likely to be somewhere between Puducherry and Chennai.